What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today I'm giving you a tour of my beauty room. I feel so weird calling it a beauty room, by the way. I like to refer to this space as my studio because I also film videos for my other channel. Crystal Corner will be linked down below. Over there I talk about astrology, crystals, Reiki, Akashic Records, all kinds of spirituality and like vibing with yourself and self-care, all of that kind of stuff you can find on my channel. And if you are new, be sure to subscribe to this channel right here for all of your beauty needs. I like to do a lot of tutorials. I'm doing a beginner 101 series. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when my videos are live. I've been in my new space for a couple of months now, and I'm very, very happy with the setup that I have. I feel like I have everything perfected. There's not really maybe many major changes that I will be making in here, and I just like watching these videos myself. And even if you don't have like a beauty room or like much of an area, I still think that they're enjoyable to watch. Maybe you'll get some decor decorations. I will try my best to let you guys know where everything is from. I'm also going to be doing a makeup collection video. If that's not already up, it'll be coming very, very soon. So yeah, and this is great too if you're an aspiring YouTuber and you want to get an idea for setup and equipment and stuff like that. All that is covered in this video to help you guys out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the tour. When you first walk into the room, you just automatically see my setup. I have a nice big window for natural lighting. I have my filming lights, and this is also where I do my everyday makeup along with filming. And then as you pan over, I have a crate and more equipment in the back corner I will get to. And then as you pan over from over here, you start to see my backdrop, which you guys are mostly familiar with. So let's go ahead and get into the details. I think I'm gonna do a separate video going more in depth about my exact equipment that I use for filming for YouTube setup. So if you're not interested in that, you don't have to sit through it, but I'm briefly gonna go over it. I just have two soft boxes, which I was using for the longest time, and then recently I finally got a ring light. This is a newer ring light, so it's kind of the less expensive version of the Diva ring light, but in my opinion, it works pretty well. Over to the left, you see my Alex drawer that holds all the makeup that I own. And if you're interested in seeing my entire makeup collection, that video went up last week, so be sure to click the link up above or down below in my description box. Which, by the way, that is an Alex drawer from IKEA. It's pretty inexpensive if you're looking for something that will hold a good amount of product. The plastic containers that I have sitting on top of the Alex drawer, this one that's holding my lipsticks, I just got off of Amazon. I just did a search for a lipstick holder, and then the other container is one that I've had for years. I probably picked up at Target or something. That's just housing my nail polishes and some old sponges that I'm saving for a future video. Sorry if you hear a motorcycle in the background. It's been revving its engine for like the last 5 minutes and doesn't seem to stop, so that's the downside of living somewhere where it's nice all the time. But anyways, the desk is just a desk that I got from Target. I think they still have it. If I can find it on the website, I'll link it down below in the description box. So I'm gonna try to link as much as I can. Also in the description box, you'll find where my other social handles are, even though it's, spoiler alert, MakeupByMegB everywhere, along with other helpful information and links. The chair I got is a swivel chair, and I picked it up from Home Goods. It was AKA slightly damaged because the back of it is like at a slight angle, so it's not perfectly symmetrical. So I got this chair for $40, which is quite the steal. It's pretty comfortable, it's adjustable. I really like sitting in it. It doesn't hurt my back while I do my makeup, which is very important. Let's get into the nitty gritty of the left side of my desk. Starting over here with this jar, I recently picked this up from IKEA. It was $2.99, and I think that that's quite a steal. I just got the idea when I saw it to put my sponges in here. I have more on the way, so it'll get filled up a little bit more, because sponges are something that we go through every couple months. It's something that you're always going to be buying. And before, I just had them sitting on top of my Alex drawer in their packaging, and it was just taking up a lot of space and just looking very cluttered, so I thought this was a good way to store them. These jars that are holding my face brushes, I picked up from Target. I just have the lids them sitting on top of the lids. I could probably just throw the lids away if I really wanted to. But yeah, I picked these up from Target. I want to say they were $5 each. So again, they were pretty inexpensive. And what drew me to these is that the handles of some face brushes are pretty wide and a lot of the brushes are pretty dense. So it's kind of hard to find good containers to not have a bunch of them with your face brushes sitting in them. This one right here houses the face brushes that I use literally every single time that I do my makeup. And over here are just kind of the extra brushes that I've accumulated over the years. I have a lot of foundation brushes, but those come into more of my Halloween looks or avant-garde looks, or looks that I really want to pack on bright colors, but I don't necessarily want to mess up my everyday brushes and have to wash them right away. So these are just kind of backups that I use for more avant-garde looks. Moving along to over here, I do have this mirror, again, probably from Target. It does have a magnifying side on the other side, which I don't ever use for anything. I just like having a mirror a little bit at a distance. Ideally, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would love to have an impressions mirror. So you could like get a good distance from yourself, because with our makeup, you can be so close up to looking at stuff, but then once you look further away, things can look a little bit wonky even though they look even close up. So I use this busted and crusted Sephora mirror when I'm doing my detail work for my eyeshadow, and then also for my foundation to make sure I didn't miss any spots. And then this guy just always sits back here so I can take a break from up close and just have an overall feel of how my makeup is going. Here is my stock pile of makeup wipes. The one that's currently open is right here. My backup is sitting back there with the lens cap for my camera. I'll get into this plug in a second. This just has like cuticle scissors and stuff in it, so I just keep it there if I need it for anything. This is an instant brush cleaner, so if you're switching in between different brushes, or I mostly use this for my colored looks to clean a brush off, you just swirl a brush around it and it gets all the excess powder off. So in my tutorials a lot of times you see me using dirty brushes, but they're clean, and it's because I use this. This I got at Ulta for $4, and it's just J-Cat Dry Makeup Brush Cleaner. I just wash it with soap once it gets pretty filled with powder. And here I just have a mixing palette, but it's pretty rare if I actually use that. Over on this side, this is the side that I reach for a lot. You can kind of see my drink set up. I'm gonna move them out of the way so we can get into the nitty-gritty of everything. But I usually typically have some kind of caffeine with me if I'm filming a video to keep me nice and peppy. And of course, staying hydrated and having water is super important too. I always keep my sponges, and then if I'm using any brush with a cream product, like this one I use to cut my brows, so this has concealer on it. I don't want it sitting in with my other brushes and like kind of spreading bacteria that way because it's a cream. I kind of keep my cream brushes away from just my powder brushes. So I also have my sponges sitting here so they're not getting dirty, contaminating bacteria, blah, 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 getting dirt from the desk. So every 2 days I probably get a new paper towel to have them sit on. And then if I cut my crease or anything, I will have that dirty brush sitting here as well. I have this fan. It is a complete lifesaver. Waiting for my setting spray to dry before was such a pain in the butt. I got this on Amazon. I think it was $7 or something, and you can just plug it in, so it uses the same charger as my camera, so that's pretty convenient. Here I have my skull, and instead of having it in the background, it's just something that I like having and being able to see it every single day. I kind of have a fascination with skulls. They're my favorite thing to do when Halloween time comes around. I'm just fascinated with the artistry and like all the detail and everything that goes into skulls. I got this at HomeGoods years ago, but every Halloween they always have plenty of skull decor. So if you're wanting to get something for yourself, just wait for autumn to roll around and you should be able to find something. I think I picked this up for like $5. It's pretty heavy duty, it's pretty legit. As far as my brushes over here go, I have my chapstick, of course, because it's always important to hydrate your lips before you get started with your makeup. Here are just all my very small detailer brushes. Again, I picked these up at Target. I got them at the dollar spot. They were $3 each. So again, pretty inexpensive, and I just really like the distressed look of them. So every couple months, I probably actually wash the inside of these. But this is just all my detailed brush, my pencil brushes, my liner brushes, super small blending brushes, anything like that I have housed over here up front because they are shorter, so I like to have them up front. Over here, these are my lid brushes. I also have my Strobe Cream by MAC stored in here because unfortunately the packaging of this is super messy, so if you were to have it stored like this, it just bloops out everywhere. So I keep it stored in here, face up. This brush does not belong in there, neither does this one. I don't know what's going on. But I also keep my liquid liner in here, and I keep my liquid liner downward so it doesn't dry out. But this is all my lid brushes. If I'm cutting my crease, this is kind of where I reach. And my most used cubby holder back here, these are all blending brushes, the most essential part to my makeup. So this is kind of where I keep all of those. Those are the bigger brushes, so they're kind of just hanging out, chilling in the back. And this is what I'm talking about with the clean, dirty brush. I use this one today, just dusted it off with that brush cleaner, and you won't have any of that color come off if I were to rub it on my hand, but the brush just looks dirty, so clean, dirty. As far as equipment goes, really quick, like I said, I'm gonna do a more in-depth video. This is just a computer monitor that I have. And I have an HDMI cord plugged into the back of this, and it's just a dual cord. So this is a mini HDMI. So the one side is a normal HDMI that's plugged into the monitor. This is a mini HDMI that fits into my camera, and I will show you like a video in just a second of how it looks. So I plug this into my camera, and my viewfinder instantly becomes my monitor. So it's really helpful for filming. And I can also kind of take a look in there to see how my makeup goes, but it's mirrored, so it's not super helpful, but it's definitely helpful to make sure that I sit in frame. And my ring light does come with a stand up here for the camera to sit on. So this is what I mean. I have the small HDMI plugged into the camera. The larger side, again, is in the back of this monitor. So instead of using that as a viewfinder, I have this monitor to use as a viewfinder. So it's really great if I want to see like zoomed in shots, make sure that I'm in frame, because I do like to get super close up so you guys can see details when I'm doing my makeup. So this is just something that's really helpful to have. Over here is the spare equipment slash my overlay. So this is just a pillowcase that I have sitting on top of my crate, and my crate just has like extra equipment in it. It has some of my college books that I didn't want to get rid of sitting in it. So that's kind of the situation. Back there, I do have an extra tripod. That tripod is set up for the perfect height for my Crystal Corner videos. It's my other channel that I have. I will have it linked below always. This light was fairly inexpensive. I want to say it was somewhere between the $20 to $30 range. I'll have it linked down below though. I got it on Amazon, and this is kind of where I do my product shots. So it's just a perfect mobile light to move around, so I'm not having to readjust any of my soft boxes or my ring lighting. It's just a really good light to have if you are using it for different purposes. It could also be a really good backdrop light. So if I had a backdrop behind me, I could set this lower, close down to the ground, angle it up to light up the background. And I can also have it positioned behind me, so there's light coming from behind me. So there's a couple different things that you can use that for. I'll show you more examples in my filming video. And over here we have the setup for Crystal Corner. This is kind of an exclusive because I have yet to upload on there since I moved. I'm so horrible. I'm filming a video this week for there. So check back soon, it will be up and going. But this is, I'm obsessed with this little setup because it just looks perfect and cozy, especially for the kind of videos that I want to do. The lamp that I got is from HomeGoods. You are going to find that as a theme in this video. You can see it kind of just has some distressing here on the stand of it. And there really wasn't space for this otherwise in our apartment, so it just kind of worked out for the best that it goes over here for those videos. The chair itself, again, HomeGoods. I'm sure you're shocked. And also the pillows are HomeGoods as well. They're just a little bit beaten up, but I thought that they looked cute in the background. The blanket is a super soft, cozy blanket from Kohl's. I actually have 2 of these in my house. So again, I just, for aesthetic reasons, I just really like the way that this setup and chair looks. Now we're moving into the stuff that you typically see in the background of my videos here on Makeup by MegB. Here I have this end table. Again, I picked this up from HomeGoods. It was $12 because it's super flimsy and cheap. So it kind of just serves its purpose really well for being inexpensive. I like that the bottom isn't super chunky or solid. I like that it's pretty see-through because it doesn't take up a lot of space and it just looks nice. And the top is like a faux marble. And I do have my favorite crystal out of all the ones that I have. If you'd like to see my crystal collection, it's over on Crystal Corner. This is rose quartz. Again, I picked this up from HomeGoods and it was so inexpensive. Something like that in a crystal shop would easily cost like $150 to $200. I've seen pieces smaller than that going for, but at HomeGoods it was $25, so it was quite the bargain and I'm just obsessed with it. It just fits perfectly here. I love the vibes that it gives. Again, it just adds to that coziness and it ties in perfectly for my crystal channel. But I also love having it in the background of my beauty videos as well. Over back there in a clear vase, again, I probably just picked up at Target or something. It's nothing special. It's holding flowers from my wedding. So my aunt did silk flowers for me and my maid of honor. My maid of honor did not want to keep her bouquet, so I decided to go ahead and snag that back from her, and that's what this is. It's mostly white with some pops of blush and some pieces of lavender. My wedding colors were blush, lavender, and rose gold. So I love that I get to have this and my other bouquet and keep them forever. On top of my books, I have a skull candlestick holder. I picked 2 of these up from HomeGoods, again around Halloween time. These were a little bit more on the pricier side. They were $13 each, but again, they're super, super heavy. So they're really good quality. They're not cheap. I really like the teal color of them. I'm not much of a color person. I like blush, lavender, like seafoam green or teals, like slight pops of color like that. Otherwise, I'm pretty neutral, but I do like the distressing of it. I just think it looks super cool. So I have one of them sitting on top of my books. And my books do tie into my crystal channel. I have my crystal Bible, which I get a lot of my information from, and I recently purchased an animal spirit guide book, so I'll be covering that over on my channel too. And then I also just have my camera charger just hanging out behind there because that's my charge station. Backing it up a little bit, the Eiffel Tower picture, I'm not sure where it's from. It was a gift from a friend, but I've seen things pretty similar again over at HomeGoods or Target. Now we can get into the nitty gritty of my decor in here, which I'm obsessed with. These floating shelves I got on Amazon. Again, I think they were under $30. I'll have them linked down below. But here I just have a little cactus. I think it's so pretty, my little paddle cactus. I love the purple blue flower. It was the only one at the nursery that had this colored flower, so I thought it was pretty unique. So I picked it up. It's actually a soft cactus, so it's not like super thick, like spikes that are coming out of it. It's pretty soft, but it's still prickly, you know? You know what I'm saying? But I just love having that here. I just have to have some desert decor since I live in the desert. Moving along to more of what you actually see in the background of my video. Up here, I have my Andy Warhol. I have a bunch of his prints, but this one is a more black and white one, a little bit more subdued, especially for being Andy Warhol. But it has to go in the beauty studio because the quote says, it takes a lot of work to figure out how to look so good. If that's not in a beauty studio, I don't know where else it should be. But I'm just obsessed with Andy Warhol. He's my favorite artist of all time. I could go on and on. But I love him. I have a bunch of his prints. This one just has to go in here. And then over here, I have my little Star Wars decor. Stormtrooper is actually a koozie, and it was a gift from my mom, but I think she said she found it at Target. And then also the R2-D2 is actually a toothbrush holder, which my mom also got for me, and she said she got it at Target. So Target is a place that you can find cute stuff like that. And moving along up to over here. Up on the top shelf, I have the second skull candle holder. I also have a little Paris Eiffel Tower that I've had since I was in high school. I think I may have picked it up in Paris when I went there my senior year. but again, that's something you can easily find like at Home Goods or Target. And next to that, from Five Below, I have a Buddha head. So that was only a couple dollars. Like I said, Home Goods is another place where you can find a ton of them. I kind of wish it was a little bit more decorated and detailed. So I might change it out with a different one that I have. And last but not least, I have one of my favorite pieces of decor in here. This is a screen canvas print that I got from an Etsy store. I will have the person's store linked down below if you're interested in something like that. So back in 2016, my husband and I eloped to Vegas. So I had to get something to capture that. So it just says Las Vegas, Nevada, last name, and then the date that we were married. And I'm just obsessed with this Vegas background. It is just so beautiful. And it was kind of like an Easter egg that had been in my video for years, because I think I accidentally had this in the background in my video, but I knew no one would really read it or know what it meant, because we kept our elopement a secret for about a year and a half before we had like a vow renewal ceremony, aka our wedding back home. So we surprised the rest of our family and friends that, oh, just kidding, we've really been married this whole time. So just a handful of people knew. So here is the backdrop area of the wall all zoomed out, which most of you guys see in my videos. And lastly, over here, we have the clutter spot of the room. So I just have a closet over here that has all of our winter jackets and stuff in. But over here, behind the door to the room, is where we have our vacuum and our luggage. The downside of where we're living is that there's really not that much closet space or storage space, but it's kind of the perfect place because normally that door is open and you can't even see the luggage or vacuum. We all have those areas of our house. Nothing is like perfectly perfect or pristine. That about wraps it up for my studio tour. I really hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite way to store makeup, or where is your favorite place to shop for decor. Clearly, I have a vice with Home Goods. So let me know in the comments below what other videos you would like to see from me in the future. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it. It really, really helps my engagement in analytics, and I would super appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before your way out today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.